I talked to another friend, like one of those suspiciously wealthy furries, basically. I
Uh,
just told him the idea, and
Uh-oh.
technical difficulties. That sounds like internet problems. Ba da 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 da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. We'll just play the... Oh,
Hey, you back?
hello.
hello.
Sorry, you absolutely just cut out in the middle of what you were saying.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode, God, I don't know, of Bark Bark Meow. I'll figure it out when I edit.
Yeah, I know. Wait, I don't know. I don't know the number either.
Yeah, right. I am your host, Misha B. Barkin. I am joined with Solus. Unfortunately, Ruby is out of town and unable to join us today due to weather, and the airports are being kind of crappy right now, I guess, and won't let them be on the flight. So, we are joined instead... Well, not instead. We had this planned for a while, but...
No, we just shove Ruby aside. No. We have your replacement.
We have Broomby on the screen right now, which is a fan favorite. If you haven't been listening to the premieres, Broomby's made a couple of appearances, and everyone loves.
Yeah, the Aftermark episode.
Her. What are the broom's pronouns? Wait, we never asked. It's a broom.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Broomby, what's your
not
pronouns?
the point. We are joined with the wonderful Finn, all the way from Germany. It is friggin' like 1 a.m. there, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's currently like 1:15.
But it's 1:15 on their birthday when we're recording this. So everyone say a happy birthday to Finn, even though it'll be like 2 or 3 days late.
Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday,
Happy birthday, Finn.
Why belated? It's literally just an hour.
Well,
in, so.
Right. I'm trying to like emulate the audience.
Also, like, you posted on, I can't remember if it was Twitter or Blue Sky, but like, Germany has a thing where you don't say happy early birthday? Like, it's frowned upon?
Yes. It's actually kind of a thing here where the common common cultural thing is that wishing an early like a birthday too early, like earlier before the actual day, it's like a sign for bad luck.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
I don't know. I kind of grew up on it, and it seems like from what I have gathered, it's like pretty much like a German thing, or at least a Central European thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
So very quickly, is there a bad luck thing for wishing a late birthday, like the next day or so?
No, not really, but that's also not necessarily the coolest thing.
The birthday's already happened, so
the comments section doesn't get the opportunity, No.
But
I was like, we have to scrap this whole intro if you're like, by the way, that means I'm going to die.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh shit,
bad.
we need this. We got to stop that now.
Bad news.
Save your life.
All right, so we have Finn on for a reason, because Finn is the owner / runner person behind the furry music site Aural Alliance. Yeah. What do I call you?
Title, Finn?
What do you mean? What do you call me?
What's your official title?
Are you the owner?
Yeah, I guess founder. Yeah.
Founder. Okay, that's a good word. I can't. God, English. Is my first language, and I can't think of the right words.
Aural Alliance.
Yeah.
Aural.
For those of you at home, it is AURAL. Aural.
Don't get any nasty thoughts.
Yeah. Get your mind out of the gutter. Hey.
I've had to read those often enough already.
I want to ask a couple of icebreaker questions between the three of us, because Solus and Finn do not know each other. I know Finn. I've known Finn for a while. Finn and I are friends. It's crazy.
Yeah, Solus and I, I've seen you on Twitter a bunch of times, but that's pretty much it, honestly. And, of course, here.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've ever actually had anything to do with each other, so that's nice. It's nice to finally, actually meet you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nice to meet you. I think I've seen your persona around, but I really became more aware of you just more recently with the Aural Alliance, because that piqued my interest, seeing their presence on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, oh cool, like a furry music label. And then the post that really got me, the post that really
it is known as the post for us as well.
The post that, there's two posts, because the first post that got me really interested was when I don't know if it was from the Aural I'm gonna die.
You said it right.
The Aural Alliance.
Just imagine the name Earl and then add like more Aural.
Aural Alliance.
There you go.
The Aural Alliance, it was either that account or it was one of the like creators through your label, like posted about like, and we'll get into more questioning about this, but like this it being a socialist thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool, like that's their like beliefs, right? And then they're like, oh, the post clarifies like, no, there's like an equal payout to everybody. And so working together, making more stuff and helping each other either like go have that viral hit or something actually just benefits everybody as a whole. And I was like, wait, A, how does that work? B, that's fucking cool. And then you had the post that I think most people would know what we're talking about, which is the like one of the last questions on your the Google Doc or the Google form if you're applying is like is punching Nazis is always morally correct or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I agree. That's why I got banned from Twitter.
Yeah, you probably haven't seen Solus on Twitter very often because they got banned for saying that we should make racists scared and we should punch them.
We should start beating racists and bigots again, is what I said. And that's violent speech.
And that got them banned from Twitter.
Sorry, it's violent speech. The Furry Raiders mass reported it.
Yeah.
But that's been talked about too many times. But yeah, that's why you don't see me on Twitter anymore, Finn.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunate. But I mean, it's not like Twitter has anything going for it anymore.
Oh no.
Oh god, we've had conversations, long nights, just watching Elon Musk burn $44 billion.
All right.
Sorry, some of those questions, meow.
Yeah, let's do a quick icebreaker question. What is everyone's favorite genre of music?
On the spot?
You can name multiple. It doesn't just have to be one. But like,
Imagine
I'm a big fan.
A bombshell like that in the middle of nothing.
Sorry. I don't know how else to drop a icebreaker on a music episode. I like jazz.
Yeah. You like the jazz?
I like jazz, fusion.
Jazz is awesome.
All of that good stuff.
You're buying a massive saxophone?
I am, yeah. I'm getting a Barry sax soon, maybe. We'll see. So that should be exciting. But Solus, what is your favorite genre or genres?
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna say favorite genre. I'm just gonna list some bands. Like I listen to a lot of like a lot more recently. I listen to a lot of Glass Animals.
Okay.
And then I mean I go all the way. I grew up listening to like My Chemical Romance, Linkin Park.
Hell yeah.
Then Sevenfold, that kind of rock stuff, all the way to like heavier stuff like Static X. And then I can turn around and listen to there's like a couple songs from Jonathan Roy that I like, and oh god, I'm trying to think of all the bands. Yeah, I just bounce around a lot. Honestly, basically the only thing I don't listen to is country.
Damn, kind
That's
of same.
about it.
I have a few like if I'm camping with the boys and we're fishing, country is absolutely the vibe. But like just sitting at home, I don't really listen to it. Like, got a fishing pole in one hand, beer in the other. If you're listening to anything other than country, it's a little weird. Anyway, Finn, what is your favorite genre or favorite artist or honestly, whatever music thing?
For me, it's kind of a roller coaster. So it depends. It's depending on many variables if I like a track or not. But I guess what I usually come back to is either like some punk rock vibes, anything similar to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good and chill electronic beats, like or good synthesizer stuff. And generally, like I think very far up on my list of things I love is Gorillaz.
Ooh,
okay, they've certainly done a lot to my to my mind.
That's amazing.
Tame Impala also.
Okay,
that's a good one.
Have some Tame Impala.
And yeah, I guess kind of a bit of everything depending on how it is. Like it's hard to limit it to some genres or anything, especially if nowadays stuff being so varied even within a single genre as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's kind of the beauty of like advancement in technology and everything, where a lot of people can now self-produce music. You don't need a whole lot to just like. I mean, obviously, there's a difference between professional and like amateur, but you can make anything nowadays with a laptop.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that you've seen more music than I think anybody could have ever thought would come out in just like the last 20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of the people in Aural Alliance just posted a picture of them, like, I think they were like mixing on a train or something. It looked like they were on a
Yeah.
train.
Imagine being able to like write a song and mix it on a train.
Right?
Back in the 80s, they're just like, what?
What? Speaking of Aural Alliance, let's go ahead and talk about that, because that is the theme of
Wow.
today's episode. This episode is brought to you by Aural Alliance. Finn, when can I expect to see the check in the mail for you sponsoring this episode?
Yeah, you're talking of my check, right?
yeah.
Well, we were under the impression this is sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, there might be a misunderstanding here.
It's okay. I'll pay you $20, and then if you can go ahead and pay me $20 as soon as that.
You know, I'll
goes
take the
through.
broom. I'll take the broom, and you won't see me again.
Don't take Ruby, no.
If you take Ruby, we lose half our audience. Or Ruby. You can't have either.
All right, so Aural Alliance. When was this started? This was fairly recent, right?
This is actually pretty recent. What? It was like end of June, beginning
wow,
the beginning of July, where I even came up with it again, and it took like 2 or 3 days to get everything set up, and then 2 weeks after that, we have had 15 artists on board,
Wow.
and everything after that kind of happened really fast.
Oh.
I honestly don't quite know how we did it. Like, obviously, to those who don't know, like, I did have the Fuzznet music label before.
Mhm.
It was kind of the similar concept, right? But we did things a bit differently, and it was already like you could call it kind of a success back then. But it was a bit too expensive, and we couldn't keep it running. Now we've set things up a bit differently. A lot of people still remember that, especially in the music circles, still remember it. So
Right.
it was kind of
Yeah.
it was a lot easier to like get the ball running with all the connections I've made previously.
Okay.
So that certainly was a bit of a boost to everything.
You had
Yeah.
a little bit of the groundwork already laid, and I want to do like a really big or a really quick like jump in. So you did, Misha, you did an episode with Finn about Fuzznet already?
Yeah, I did an episode with Finn about the Fuzznet music. That was like, God, what, 1-2 years ago? When did we do that? Because that's kind of how we met.
It's been a while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what I was gonna suggest, we can like leave a link down below for all of our listeners to go check that out if they want to know more about Fuzznet and like what that was and what how Aural Alliance became. But could you give a little bit of a TLDR of what Fuzznet was? Either of you, because Furry is what you make it, and a lot of people aren't necessarily in those music circles, like you said, and aren't necessarily aware of anything of what Fuzznet was.
Yeah, I think first of all, the definition nowadays with what furry music even is in the beginning is with furry music, most people still, especially those who don't have much to do with the current state of things, kind of hear furry music and then think of all the single furries and that kind of stuff.
Okay,
These furry music basically. But nowadays it's kind of just like musicians who happen to be furries. So that's a clear distinction here.
That's awesome.
Where like it's like the whole label isn't just about like all the single furries, that kind of like those kind of tracks, but like just actual producers, just actual musicians who happen to be within the furry. Although we're actually open for like non-furries as well. Like we do have one non-furry artist now.
Oh,
And
really?
a couple who are mostly just kind of adjacent, but yeah, we're getting out there, and we mainly yeah, what Fuzznet was basically just like a normal music label, a normal online web label
Okay.
that also happens to be furry. With that back then, we did it like any other online label would do it basically. So we just did the distribution, we uploaded the tracks, we released the tracks, and we did a bunch of promotional stuff for it. And Fuzznet and Aural Alliance are not too different on that front, on like what we do as a service. But the main differences now is previously we did it where every artist was paid individually based on the number of streams they had and everything, which for one was kind of hard to track, like with so many artists at some point. Like it just
Oh
was
yeah.
a lot of work to just do that dedicated. Probably would have been something we would have needed an account, like a proper dedicated accountant for.
You actually need somebody to just herd the furries, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they have to keep track of
Which
all the.
yeah, in a company like that, you probably wouldn't need that. But it also at that size and that we were, and especially like at the financial level that we had access to,
Okay.
that was just not really possible. So after a while, things just became too much work for too few people, while also
Okay.
being too expensive to like carry over time. And now, for one, things cost like a third of what they used
Oh,
to do,
wow.
used to cost, because we basically managed to eliminate a lot of these kind of hurdles and things. Like it's basically that a lot of that just comes down to experience.
Okay.
And with the new system that we do, like building it on the socialist principles with the revenue sharing and the collective decision making, it just immensely lessens the amount of work needed for this like whole accounting stage. Like instead of just calculating everyone meticulously, I just basically collect who's getting anything, and everyone just gets the same amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Okay.
I see. I mean, obviously, like, there's the whole like you obviously you choose to be a part of the label, so you know what you're getting into when that happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because yeah, theoretically, based on exactly how the internet works, you know, if you have a viral sensation, one song gets out there and it becomes played everywhere on YouTube and everything, you can make millions, right? But the whole point of this thing is like the chances of that happen are incredibly small. And like you're saying, you're kind of you're playing more of the odds of let's work together, let's build music together, artists collab with each other to make each other's product better, and in general, that's just gonna lift everybody up.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I thought that was super cool when I learned about that.
The bigger artists for us basically they don't lose out on too much money than they would have compared to before, while all the smaller artists actually get something from it. Like on Fuzznet, we even after like almost 2 years of operation, we had a couple people who were basically making what maybe 20 cents or $1 per month
Oh yeah,
in streaming royalties, right? And like making like 20 cents a month on any kind of money for like all the music you've been putting out just kind of feels ass, you know?
Don't
oh,
spend
it's
it all in one place.
yeah, that's
And
rough.
the way we do it now basically makes us able on sure we can't hand out everyone like $200 for the music, but instead of one guy having like uh multiple hundreds or something every time, he can agree to like share a bit of his success with everyone and have like this mutual support network going on within the label, where even the smaller artists that only had like one track which was nice, but they don't have the visibility yet, or they don't have the skill yet to like have a banger and make like a bunch of money with it, instead of 20 cents a month, they can at least get like 20 or 25 on a more regular level, or even more depending on how well the label does as a whole. But like the last cycle we did now, we pretty much finished immediately and everyone got $25.
Nice.
That's
And
cool.
that has been, and like we paid out over $350 to all our artists, and that was after like barely 2 months of operation,
Yeah.
which was
So that's
which has already been much more than Fuzznet ever did.
yeah,
Oh, that's
that's just the
amazing.
beginning.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't know talk finances. The podcast doesn't make anything. No,
I mean, those are like super important things
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
business, for like for a business like that, because if we do run out of money, like there's a lot of things we simply cannot pay for, which are
Mhm.
basically crucial to even running this whole thing in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason Fuzznet doesn't exist anymore. Like at least this time, we could make sure that if we run out of money, at least the music isn't gone immediately as well, like it was with Fuzznet,
Oh, right.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions was like how is Aural Alliance going to last when Fuzznet like ran out of money? I would have found a different way to ask it cuz that sounds really like accusatory, but like that would have been one of my questions, but you basically
Yeah.
answered that considering you cut cost by a third. Like that's
even if we made it a lot more runnable now, like a lot cheaper to run, a lot easier to run, we also made sure that if we still don't make it, at least the songs are gonna make it.
That's
That's
good.
awesome. That is
Yeah.
really good.
What happened with that last time?
Well, really not much. We just didn't make a lot of money.
Oh,
Well,
Like we didn't make a lot of money. We had running costs that were like in the 4 digits on a yearly basis.
oh, jeez.
And when we came around to like the next annual cycle to like pay for things, it just got very tight. And that was
Yeah, I
pretty much
see.
it. It was for me, it was like the whole Fuzznet thing. Like we did make a bunch of money, which was mostly paid out to the artists directly. Like we did get a smaller label cut than we do now. It's still not too much now. Like it still doesn't really pay for itself yet. But with Fuzznet, there was like a lot less going on. Like we're a lot more stable with Aural now. With Fuzznet, I made a loss of like $5,000 myself.
Oh my
personally.
Ooh.
And with everything else, like we didn't really have any profitable month.
Okay.
So it was really
I
hard.
understand.
Like and it was just very expensive. So
Got
we
it.
did have to pull the plug. And now this time around, we do have a bit of setup from the get go, and it's just a lot cheaper to run. And we hope that the combination of those two things should make it last a bit
Yeah.
longer than last
And
time.
like
Yeah.
now that you've done it once before, you should have a better like footing and like
For sure.
knowing what costs are gonna come. As a listener, how do you find Aural Alliance? Like where is the music posted?
You can find us pretty much everywhere. Like everywhere where you can stream music, from Spotify to Apple to Amazon, whatever. Deezer. Anyone using Deezer these days?
Using what?
Yeah, Deezer.
I
Diesel?
never heard of that. Yeah.
Anyway, we do deliver to like the farthest corners. We also
Oh,
do
wow.
SoundCloud and Bandcamp.
Okay.
We even have like a Bandcamp subscription going on, which is pretty nice. I don't know
Yeah.
how old that feature is. I certainly didn't know about it the last time around, but
I
I
didn't
did saw
either.
it this
Oh,
time,
yeah.
and yeah, I'm making use of it.
Yeah, Bandcamp allows you to pay for songs if you like to. If you want to help
Really?
support the
Well,
label.
yeah, you can buy
So,
songs, but there's now like a subscription model where you can subscribe to an artist at a price they specify, or you can
Mhm.
also pay more on a monthly basis. And for as long as
Oh,
you're subscribed, you're gonna be receiving every new release from that artist on the day it drops, directly added to your collection.
Oh wow.
okay.
For as long as you're an active member, basically. And you can even select which releases are going to be included in the subscription right when you subscribe as well.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool stuff there.
That is cool. It's like literally a music-based Patreon.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like that.
Specifically for Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp. Do you
And it's
have a
pretty
Patreon?
awesome.
Have you looked into anything like that or no?
We do have Ko-fi,
Kofi,
which does
okay.
have a monthly option as well.
Nice. And you just look up Aural Alliance anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we do have our website, auralliance.page,
Okay.
which has pretty much everything. Spend a lot of time making the site like a good one-stop shop. If you want to know
Yeah.
anything, you want to find anything out, all the releases are there. All our team members are there. Licensing information, all the stuff you might need. Also, just getting to the stream page there to go to every platform we're on.
Oh, hell yeah. So
Yeah, just making it
that'll
easy.
that link is absolutely going to be down below in the description
yeah.
for anybody who's interested that wants to check out more about anything that we talk about here today.
Yeah.
Oh, generally, like I think that's also another nice topic to talk about. I mean, like furry music in general.
Mhm.
Another super big come up in the moment. They've already been around during the Fuzznet days, but they've also really started to get things up in the last year or two. Is Black Magic Records.
I was just going to talk about that because
Yeah.
they were just featured on Ash Coyote's new project, Beyond the Fandom.
Exactly.
I've never heard of this.
Yes, Ash Coyote has done the Fandom documentary, the
Yeah.
docuseries, and all that stuff. They are coming out with a season 2 called Beyond the Fandom, and Black Magic Records is, I believe, the first episode.
Yep.
The first episode's can't think of the subject. I'm gonna say subject.
Topic.
I was gonna say target, but that was like not the right word. Yeah, so they're a part of Black Magic Records is Are they a separate thing from Aural Alliance? Or are they a part
Oh
of it?
yeah, no, no, we have nothing to do with each other.
Oh,
Oh,
Like
okay.
okay.
on like
You're just talking
on
about
like a
like
business scale or anything. They also like there's basically specifically in a furry music label, but
right,
they're also all BIPOC made and led, and they're leaning more into the black hip hop group, but they're also doing a bit more than just that, right?
right.
And but what they specifically do, like Aural Alliance is more like an online label,
Mm-hmm.
but they do since they're all closer together, we're just all over the place around the globe. It's kind of hard for us to do local thing or like at least get there, get everyone there. They're a bit closer to each other, like mostly in the States. And they're great at putting on events and like parties at cons and like general music events in places where there should be more. And they're all specific safe places for like BIPOC furries and stuff to like actually give them a cool place, give them some representation. And they're doing a great job at it. And the whole last episode of Beyond the Fandom, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I get where you're coming from. Is just the music scene in furry is like blossoming.
Yes, very
Um,
much.
because I joined as Solace in 2018. Now I've been a furry forever, but like I didn't really pay attention to social stuff. And going to cons since 2018, there's a couple bands, there's a few singers here and there that show up to cons. You can pop on YouTube, you can catch some old music here and there, but in general, it just wasn't like the scene. You had your furry DJs for the raves, but that was about the extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot more self-produced music, not just mixes, which DJs are fine, but it is really cool to see. And like you said, it's not even furry oriented. It doesn't have to be about an animal's genitalia or
What?
all the single furry.
I'm sorry. Oh wait.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, you got it. You
Okay,
got
it
it.
clicked. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
You don't have to make kind of music like that to be like, oh, because obviously like if you howl in one of your songs and you're like a furry adjacent, it's gonna go well. Give me a howl. This is what I'm saying, artists.
Howl in more of your music.
But
But
I
yeah.
like the fact that it isn't like furry. It's not furry centralized, I guess. Music,
Yeah. I'm glad that
whereas
you.
it's just music to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm glad that
Yeah,
you
I think so.
specified that.
There's certainly been like this renaissance of furry music within the last 2 or 3 years.
Hmm.
Things have immensely shifted, especially like even the perception of what furry music is in itself. That, a lot has happened in that regard. More cons are starting to take music more seriously, though there's still a few that just straight up ignore musicians for some reason. Like I don't know, some con recently doesn't even list musicians as like as an art form.
What?
Oh God.
That kind of stuff. It still happens, but it happens more rarely now. Like
Right.
it happens less often. And now when musicians are actually thought about, there's a lot more involvement going on. Like at least nowadays, musicians are actually paid for more often and like get at least a room or a fucking ticket to the con. But because before, there's been so many, even with Fuzznet, we had to basically turn down a bunch of requests, a bunch of offers, simply because they're like, yeah, you come over, you make your stuff, and oh no, we cannot pay a hotel stay for you, and no, we cannot even give you a con ticket. Like, how are you gonna invite a performer and not even give them a ticket to the con they're performing to?
Oh yeah. Like
It's just
Right.
not okay.
I've talked to a lot of like some of these artists, and that's what I was gonna mention too. Is I know more recently, kind of at like it seems like at least at a minimal for a performer, it seems like they're giving like either discounts, if not a full on like registration to the performers, the artists, which is really nice because back when I started and I learned, it was like, yo, we're gonna be one of their main acts for say MFF, and it's like, yeah, but they didn't put us in the main hotel, so we have to
Yeah,
like transport
lug
all
all
of
of
our
our
gear
stuff.
all the way
Yeah.
across the street, and also we had to pay full pricing on everything. And it's like, wow, why are we putting on free entertainment for
Dude.
them?
As someone like I haven't performed music in the furry community, but like as a musician, you'd be shocked how much stuff is like for exposure, where it's like the pay is just
Yeah.
dirt, and you're a afterthought. You show up and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do with you guys, put your stuff over there, I guess. Like musicians all around are just generally not taken care of very well in
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
spaces. It really sucks because like a lot of entertainment involves music, and a lot of
Oh,
big
yeah.
things would be nothing without music in the background or
You know what?
music in it.
I have to do a quick shout out because we haven't done it in a while, but shout out to our DJ Tam.
Yes.
Because it's been a while since we've mentioned it, but one of my favorite upgrades to this our little podcast here was only a couple episodes in.
Yeah, they
It was very quickly. They got us music put together very quickly.
yeah.
But just that little like intro beat and outro beat that we use is, that little addition of music.
Yeah.
Like makes it so much better.
Yeah.
So shout out to our DJ. We love him.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Yeah, music is live.
Oh, yeah.
Music
And
is
you-
live.
That's
Due to
something
it
that
not being like such a visual art form, it's certainly a lot harder to actually get people to notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
um,
really unfortunate.
So I was gonna ask, with Fuzznet, unfortunately ending, like what kind of like inspired you? Like, you know what, I'm gonna do Aural Alliance. Like what was like
what
fuck
got
it,
you
let's
back
do-
in the ring?
Fuck it, run it back, baby.
There's a few ideas that I wanted to see in the space while I was working on everything, and I tried to like give the banner to like someone else, like put out ideas down out there, hoping someone else picks it up. And like Magic surely did their part for like all the local stuff, and there's a few more other labels that are coming up, like Tricky Stoop and Thrive or Die, which are like super promising, do great work. But there's still this lack of like a proper infrastructure for like this music community, right? There's no central place for you to really go to and find new artists or like discuss furry music. There's still no real no other label like Aural Alliance, I guess, that basically like is able to like pick up multiple artists at once and just give the whole service to them. Like most of our artists, basically, they wouldn't even be on Spotify in the first place if it weren't for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just making it possible financially and logistically for them to actually release their music properly. All these things are things I'm trying to tackle. And with this, I was just thinking, yeah, Fuzznet was kind of nice, and I would know now what not to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what if I brought us on and just tried it again? And what really got it off going is I had a friend of mine who was basically one of those suspiciously wealthy furries, regarding like this whole idea and what I would probably need. Like I didn't even message him like specifically to like ask him for anything. We just happened to be talking, and he asked me like if I've got anything planned, and I was just like giving him this idea, and he gave us a substantial amount of money to basically get started, secure the finances for probably like a year or two.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty much from the get-go. And which is also another big reason why we were able to like do everything so quickly, and like so big from the start. And so far, at least like on a monthly basis, we're already able to like make that money back to like stay operational too.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've since June, you've already kind of hit a break-even point on what it
Pretty
costs
much,
just
pretty
to
much.
the monthly goings. So that's
Yeah.
actually really great because if
Yeah.
you're already here now, then hopefully as everybody keeps working, making more, producing more, getting that out there, more clicks, more views,
Yeah,
more
we haven't even
plays.
started getting the streaming royalties yet.
Oh shit!
Oh wow. That's insane. Congrats on that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's mostly just been Bandcamp and donations at the moment.
Oh wow.
Which
that's
is
amazing.
pretty crazy that it's been working so well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, and I will say that, and I'm glad that the furry fandom is like really focusing more on like, hey, music is considered art as well. It's not just art. It's not just fursuit making, you know. And you are seeing a lot more support because the furry fandom is one of the most, when it comes to that kind of stuff, like helping their own and being supportive. They're one of the best communities, if not the best community out there, I'd say. You know, they self-employ however many makers, artists, and music. Hopefully now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been talking to so many, like especially there's so many smaller niche, um, like furry music spaces, right, on
Mhm.
Discord and on Telegram. There's not many, and like not many great ones either. So even that is hard. So I'm just trying to get more people connected, more people going, just with the whole furry music idea. And we're also working on like a website where like that becomes a database, right? You can sign up and can create your artist page. Or if you make music, you just put on your portfolio there, put
Mhm.
your music there, put your pictures there, and all your links. We will be building like from the scratch a whole database where you can sign up, create your portfolio, and then we have an whole index and a search engine on it. So you
Oh
can
wow.
search for any kind of specific furry in a specific genre or tagged with specific custom tags they put on. I'll put it through filters.
Mhm.
So you'll be able to just create your label. You'll be able to create your artist page. And you'll be able to look everything up. And then even labels and artists can be connected. So we're gonna have this whole network of furry musicians basically laid out. Everyone can just sign on, create their artist page, and people can see it. It's just gotta be making discoverability so much easier. So because the best we currently have is basically like a massive spreadsheet.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
And like
Well,
as nice as spreadsheets are at just collecting a bunch of information at one place, it's kind of like nobody is gonna sit down and like, or like barely anyone I know is gonna sit down and listen to 400 artists in hopes
Yeah.
of like finding a couple good ones.
Yeah.
right,
And so this way, you can actually specifically fine tune what you're looking for, like what you're hoping to find,
right,
and actually have a chance to find them depending on like how much your database has grown. And we did something similar with Fuzznet back then, but back then it was just a simpler site, and I was doing anything manual.
hmm
And now it's like a custom web app that is built from scratch and all automated.
Oh,
So
okay.
and back then, the page we had for that, like the Furry Musician database, basically had more higher traffic and higher user interest than the entirety of Fuzznet combined.
Oh
Oh.
wow.
So the children yearn for for like better discoverability, you know.
I was gonna. So this leads me to a couple questions actually. So this database is something you guys are looking to build still, right?
Yeah, it is. We hope to finish it sometime this year.
Okay. Now, is this only for artists and musicians that have applied and been accepted through your program, or is this
No,
going to
it's
be
not. It's
something?
not.
This is going
It's
to
not a
be.
label. It's not a label overview. It's for like everyone who feels they're like a furry, basically.
You're a
Okay.
musician slash artist, and you want to be associated with furry. I can make my page through your database.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
The
You can just
because
log
it's
in.
not just about, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can just create an account and just create your artist page on there,
Mhm.
and have people be able to find you with like the tags you select.
That's awesome. So that database sounds really cool, and yeah, it allows you to put together your own little furry supported list of creators. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
A little bit of unless you have something to follow up on that one, like specifically the database. I have another question.
Ask away.
Uh, as a streamer, I love playing music in the background. Is
Hmm.
Aural Alliance something where I would need to get a license to play your music, or is it copyright free?
Oh, see, we for one have a great licensing page on our
Okay.
website that even like it first explains what license we're on, and also explicitly says what you can and cannot do. And yeah, to answer the question, we are running on like an open CC BY license, so it's just an attribution license. So you can pretty much do whatever you want with or do the music. Use it for your streams, for your videos, for your other projects, anything like that, and you can do so entirely for free and entirely without worrying about getting striked or anything.
Okay.
At least not by us.
Someone else might, but boy,
Yeah,
fraudulent
it's kind of
copyright
hard
YouTube writers.
be that because there's many shenanigans that can happen.
Ah.
And like, at least what we do is pre-check everything through Content ID. If we do find anything ourselves, we're not even releasing it. But so often something that just like gets scout or whatever and like re-upload it, or samples that might get used down the line, and then someone kind of gets the idea to copyright that sample on their track, and then the system kind of can't really differentiate properly and whatever. Things like that happen, and we try our best to like filter that out.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. I mean, that's one of YouTube's biggest downfalls. Yeah.
Yeah, but generally everyone can use their music however they want, completely for free.
Hey.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've just been using ChillHop, which they only require me putting something in my panels.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for us.
Yep. Just a little bit like you said, it sounds like you just, I want to say advertise for you, but it's you just, hey, my music is produced or provided by Aural Alliance.
Yeah, exactly. We do have the attribution thing, so even like for streamers, we even have like a little panel that you can, like a pre-made panel that you can put in.
Yo,
to
that makes my job. Oh, that makes my job so much easier. Thank you.
I need to
just a list of exactly what you can do, just for the ease of understanding. And then when you're like out there and you're like, who knows, like having Spotify running in the background, like you having our music on, you can pretty much like be sure that you're gonna be like nothing's gonna happen to your stream or your video. And you're also gonna be supporting a bunch of furries in the process.
Right. And honestly, that's kind of why I personally will be looking into this, because nothing against ChillHop, but I want to support my fam.
Yeah.
I mean, ChillHop does pay a bunch of furry artists for their stuff.
I didn't even
at least
know
for the visual stuff.
ChillHop stuff. That's
yeah, but ChillHop's not on this podcast right now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Who's the real winner? All right. I don't remember if it was mentioned, but the Aural Alliance is pretty much, you guys are pretty much like worldwide with the people you have, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do we do pretty much have someone from almost every time zone at this point.
Nice.
So, if you're listening to this and you make music, it doesn't matter where you are. You might have a shot. Speaking of which, how does one apply for Aural Alliance?
Well, right now we actually have submissions open until the end of September. We already had over 60 submissions, which was crazy. Yeah,
that's amazing,
absolutely insane. Mostly because of the one post.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, totally forgot to mention that one post we had. Like it went so viral on Twitter and Blue Sky. We got on Twitter alone 1,000 followers.
Oh,
and
nice.
900 on Blue Sky. It was fucking insane.
Oh my god,
that's amazing.
Like
that's impressive on Blue Sky.
The website stats. I'm gonna send you some screenshots later to maybe put into the video. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I can
the
do
website.
That.
Please do.
The website stats we usually have like between like 300 and 1,500 users per day on the website in terms of traffic. On that day, we had like almost 10K.
Oh,
like, spike on there.
Immediately, everybody's like, "All right, who are these people?"
Yeah,
I mean, I followed immediately because of it.
And even in the submissions, like the one non-furry, for example, we have now, right? Even in the submissions, a lot of people basically said, we specifically found you because of that shit post."
It's not even like it's the funniest thing, but also it's such a great like little test. Like, yeah, we don't want to interact with you if you don't think this is okay.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest thing because that post absolutely like made me laugh. And you got so much love on Blue Sky, and then I saw like on Twitter when you guys posted like the people like replying to it, and it's just like, But people will be like, well, I don't think violence is okay at all. I don't want to associate with you. It's like, no, that's the point why we put that question in there. If you have to even like argue that, we don't want you.
Really quick.
No.
We mentioned it in the beginning of the episode, but what was the question? Just to remind everybody.
Oh, what the question was like. So we on the submission form that we have, there's like at the very end of it, so like a couple pages in, so it actually takes a while to get there. There's like required fields and everything. You have to go forward. So if you go to the point where you're there, you have wasted a lot of time if you just cancel, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this guy went through the entire submission process of a socialist label, right? It was everywhere. We're a fucking socialist label. He went through all that, and there's a bunch of check marks for all the legal stuff. And the very last check mark just says, "I hereby declare that punching Nazis is always morally correct." And fella came into the Twitter DMs and was like, "Hey, so like this thing, do we really have to do this? Can we just not let the politics aside for one fucking second?" on that front, I do understand. Like it's kind of a personal thing for me in the past 2 years. Like with Fuzznet, I basically didn't do anything of that. With Aural, I'm putting like a lot of even my personal politics into there, like with the whole socialism stuff. I'm a diehard socialist, and I do prefer to have the things I do at least be built on the same principles, and I'm being unapologetic about that. And I also just wouldn't want to work with someone like, even if you're a pessimist, like, okay, good, you don't want to punch a Nazi. It's fine. You don't want to punch anyone, right?
Well,
it's okay. It can be valid, but
I
still don't want to work with someone who I'm having a debate over with if it's right to punch a Nazi. Even if you're against violence, it should still be morally correct.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, Nazi, there's no discussion to be had here for me.
You don't have to.
You don't actually have to punch a Nazi, right? That's the biggest thing is this person did all of that work, wasted all of this time, right? All you have to do is click one more box and then submit. I think it's literally that. It's like click that box and hit submit and you're done. And you can be a part of this label. So you have to think about this. This person read that statement, "I hereby declare that it's always morally correct to punch a Nazi." They went into the Aural Alliance, I think it was Aural Alliances, right? DMs, and was just like, "I don't feel comfortable selecting that." And it's like, all right, so clearly in my mind, that's a huge red flag.
I want to be associated with a label that condones violence was so awesome.
Oh, that was great.
Oh my god.
But clearly that also like shows where they are when it comes to their music and stuff. Like, just click the box, man. If you don't, like, it's not that big of a deal, right? Even if you don't want to punch a Nazi, you just click the box to, grow your brand, to do your shit,
This little thing was that much of an issue already.
So the fact that was that much of an issue, then that person was going to be a problem. Yeah. And that's why it's a great test that you've put at the end of your little submission form there. Yeah. And it just throws me that somebody's going to get all upset about that, because you're not. It's in relationships, it's the worm question. Would you still love me if I was a worm? They will never be a worm. There's technically a non-zero chance, but we haven't found magic yet. But
oh my god,
it's there. Nobody's gonna turn your partner into a worm, so you just say yes. I
might turn your partner into.
Oh, Misha, are you?
What?
Magic? Are you?
I am. You're a wizard, Misha. I'm a what? That's a rough subject we're not gonna get into anyway.
But yeah, so it's essentially that question, but in the form of working with a music label. It's like, I'm not actually asking you to go up and punch who you think is a Nazi or is even actually a self-announced Nazi, but we're gonna put this here, and if you have an objection to that, you're a dumbass, and we don't want to work with you.
Yeah. That was
Thank you for making this easy.
It never said you had to be the one to punch the Nazi. It just said if you saw a Nazi get punched, you would just like nod and be like, "Yeah, okay."
Can I be hired by Aural Alliance to punch Nazis?
Resident Nazi puncher.
Maybe, yeah. Eventually.
Also,
we can be like 10% of our funds go towards punching Nazis.
Oh my god, 10%! Damn. That's a good business.
Hey, yo.
So I don't know if we ever clarified it, but just because you enter a submission doesn't mean you're automatically accepted, right? It's like a
Oh yes,
submission
yes.
process.
So I mean, the whole thing with the shared revenue sharing. One thing you have to keep in mind that like with everyone we accept and everyone that gets eligible for the payment, like we do basically do it with a monthly opt-in. Like every cycle you can opt in if you actually do want to get money or not. So the ones who are financially well off enough that they like don't need like 30 bucks extra on it or something and just wanted to give it to the rest of the team, they can just do so, right? They don't have to be within the payment cycle.
Okay.
And through this revenue sharing program, if you someone else comes in, you basically dilute the pool a bit, right? So you have more artists that are eligible for the same amount of money, and you kind of have to share the same amount of pie now with the same, like with more people. So we do have to put a limit there somewhere because like there's no point in having like 100 artists if all of them still only get like 10 bucks,
20 cents.
10 bucks each.
Yeah,
Or
you're back to square one.
barely, to like barely anything. Well, also not every artist is gonna like that. That's why the next joins we're gonna have like through our current submission process will be decided by our current artists.
Oh,
So
okay.
like the artists themselves can actually then choose with whom they're going to be sharing their revenue basically.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Interesting.
So yeah, you kind of just want to build a bit of a connection with all that stuff. So like they're
That
they're
makes
they're,
sense,
they're
yeah.
the ones who are making the music, like having the means of production, right, fellas?
right.
And they should be having like the majority of the control of who's going to be able to get something from it and who's invited to the circle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I like
Yeah.
that.
You took socialist platform and ran with it.
Well, like I said, Fuzznet, there were some slip-ups here and there, some things done that you didn't necessarily want to do, or things you didn't get to do, and now you're like, fuck it, Aural Alliance, let's go.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
to hear you're putting more of yourself into this project and like your beliefs. And if people don't follow those beliefs, then they just won't listen or they won't apply, you know? So
We did
welcome.
ask like yeah, we do have like some artist reviews of how they saw it. Two of them are like on the website at the moment. For example, one of the artists, like Oswald, put it pretty nicely. I was sort of confused of how a socialist music label could technically work. But after being there since the start, I realized we encourage and incentivize to contribute to other members in any way we can, either with feedback or our skills, because we all benefit from each other's releases as everything is equally shared. The more we can improve everyone's work, the better. It feels like we're a united team and a family, and I'm grateful to be part of this label and to work with lovely people. And like this whole, yeah, the focus on people working for the people is just pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, that's really
Right.
awesome. And
Well, sorry.
oh, I was gonna say it's awesome that like the musicians feel that way as well. Because
Yeah,
if it was like you were doing this and all the musicians were like not chill with it, then it would be kind of a disconnect. But it's really good to hear that the musicians, at least most of them, I assume, like
yeah.
they vibe with it and they think that's a good idea. And
It's been a very good vibe so far.
yeah, I can really respect the mindset of contributing to help each other out because music, at least in my opinion, it's not a competition. I always want to see musicians around me succeed, and I'll do everything I can to help, I hate the musicians that are always, like, putting each other down and just, like, constantly shitting on other people, and I've seen enough of that both in and out of university music to know, like, those people suck, and I would much rather share a space with somebody who's more than willing to help out and just be like, hey, if you need help here, I'll help you. And so it's really good to hear that Aural Alliance is, in a way, encouraging that.
In my opinion, it's just like creative people and like artists should just be able to focus on their damn creativity, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like this whole thing that we're doing is basically just like taking the work and logistics off of the shoulders of those making the art. Like this is it's like the whole problem nowadays for most artists, like be it just like like a visual artist or a musician or whatever you want. The whole thing nowadays is if you want to be successful, you have to be everything. You have to do your PR, you have to do your marketing,
It
you
is
have to do your
exhausting.
own assets, you have to do video production, editing, whatever the fuck you want, right? All these
Yeah.
kind of things. All these kind of things, especially if you're just like a musician, you're good with like boops and knobs and whatever. You're good at making a sound. And now you're asked to be doing Photoshop and After Effects and do promotional
Audio
stuff on Twitter.
editing,
All
you're a
that
PR
stuff.
manager posting every day. Yeah,
Yeah, you kind of have
it's
to
a
do
lot.
all that.
It's too much
So I'm
actually.
trying to take a lot of that work away so they can just like focus on the music, do the music, and like have fun, and not worry about everything that comes after.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good. That's because as a content creator, you hit it on the head, man. Where it's like, I want to make this video. Okay, cool. You gotta learn how to record your audio and make it sound good. You gotta learn visuals and what to do with your stills. You gotta be able to promote your video on multiple websites. You gotta make accounts everywhere and learn how those sites go and learn the algorithms there. And then you should probably make a little short TikTok out of it while you're at it. And then, oh, you thought you were done? Nah, you gotta make the thumbnail. Like, there's just an
And now
endless list.
you gotta reply to the comments and make sure that you're
Yeah.
available to an extent, accessible.
Yeah.
Because you can't seem like you're ignoring people. And oh no, it's great. That's something I think almost every venue or avenue of the furry fandom, be it an artist, a maker, musician, uh, it's you're not just making art, you're not just making music, you're not just making fursuits or whatever crafts. You have to do all of it, your HR, your PR, your editing, you're doing it. If you want to do it to like the best, most optimized way, you have to do everything. And on
Yeah.
one person, it's just so much.
Yeah.
And then like you were talking about with our alliance, you're also as an individual having to pay subscriptions to all of these different things to make sure your product's getting pushed out. And that obviously gets cut down by being a part of our alliance. And like you said, you're trying to like cover the maybe the PR parts of the things and like lessen that load, which that sounds like such a relief.
I was gonna say, Finn, do you want
Like,
to take care of my social medias too while you're at it?
Our alliance
I did
PR.
actually do that like a couple times. Like it was literally my job. Like I was doing social media marketing management for 2 years, where I
Okay.
did checking someone's social media profile was part of my job, as well as paid advertising and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So this whole label is actually just a culmination of all the things I picked up during my career. And it's also part of I really recommend everyone to be able to do this themselves as well, but you really shouldn't have to. And just a lot of going like I basically did everything on the label stuff, like the website, all the videos we post, the promotional material, pretty much all of that. I did that all myself. Just been
Wow.
grinding.
The grind.
The grind is real there. I've had a few, like I do have Steve who's helping me with like internal stuff, like doing a bunch of tracking. Like we for example, we manually track the each artist on Spotify to basically be able to tell how well we've been influencing their growth on Spotify, for example, or like
Okay.
if there's been anything happening that like sparked because I can only see like the whole Fuzznet in itself, but he's basically doing the detail work where he's tracking each artist individually. And then I also have someone who's helping with social media posts on Instagram and TikTok, like later on. They're currently moving and everything, but once that is done, we have someone doing that too.
Yeah.
But
And
otherwise, everything else is pretty much just me.
Oh, that is a lot, and kudos to you for taking on so much.
It's fun. It's just plain fun, really.
It's good that you enjoy it though, because if you didn't enjoy it, like it just,
Oh my God.
you have to love it, right? If you don't love it, then it's not gonna last.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, like as you guys grow, I assume a team you'll have to expand a little bit on those team fronts. Have maybe 2 people tracking artists and stuff, but you know, stuff like that. But that's cool. That and it's a good problem to have is when you have to say, shit, we need more people.
Yeah.
Pretty much, pretty much.
All right. Well, I think it's about time we wrap up this episode and wrap up our time with Finn. So
So now we're
I
gonna
was gonna
have
say.
like a birthday party for 2 hours.
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hey! So,
So
I actually,
what am I getting? I know I just came in here.
wait.
I didn't
Alright.
even know it's my
Oh,
birthday.
Oh,
wait.
Finn, yeah,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
been
Hey,
real.
you can have
We'll
this.
see.
You can have this. You can have this broom.
Oh, so
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
get
yeah.
a broom after all.
Ah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You can have the broom.
Put on. I could bring you like a nice wireless vacuum cleaner.
Oh,
instead.
okay.
You should do some. You should do some technical upgrade here.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no.
Just have a
Oh,
vacuum
no.
cleaner instead.
Look, we're
just
small
put one
time.
of
We're
those
small
handheld-
time.
Handheld wireless vacuum cleaners. They're actually pretty cool though.
Look,
Hell yeah.
this broom is the only thing we could afford. Okay.
It took like 5 episodes for Misha to finally get a shirt.
The budget.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
we got the neon sign before we bought Misha a shirt.
We did.
Okay, so yes, your birthday. Any last things you would like to mention about Aural Alliance? Anything that is popping to mind? Anything you'd like to say?
I think first of all, I think really really great is also to say like the kinds of people who are in, who some people might not even know are in yet. Like this month alone, like the month was started with Goji.
Oh.
Goji is a relatively
Yeah, I know Goji.
known name. Like has been on many shows across many cons, and certainly one of the better known artists within the furry niche.
Yep.
We do have Duzzled, who's a somewhat big name in the whole video game music scene.
Oh, that's fun.
Piqued my interest.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wait. Ooh.
Yeah, they've done shows in the Netherlands too, like super cool fella.
Oh wow, nice.
Definitely good chip tune sounds, electric, like mostly just electronic stuff, but with a very distinct, mostly retro sound. Really cool. Has been releasing with the Game Chops music label as well. Like they're basically like a video game music label.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
What I'm really proud of who we got on, like they've been struggling a bit, like getting on there, like, or like having someone actually they can actually like be sure is not gonna scam them or anything, like with other bigger labels, online labels. It can be a problem just being approached and being like, hey, you want to release your music with us, right? It's always a bit sus. But Tanya's song
Okay, yeah.
has never been on Spotify or anything, has only been releasing on Bandcamp, but has been creating immensely awesome music, super powerful lyrics. She's herself Native American, and her songs are about like trans issues,
Yep.
indigenous people, that kind of stuff. Super
Okay.
awesome. Has never been releasing on streaming, and now we're gonna bring her 3 out of 4 songs on streaming, and she's probably gonna be doing some new tracks within the near future as well.
That's
Wow.
exciting.
And yeah, that's just that kind of stuff that I want to. That's the stuff I want to support, like even on like a political and personal level. And it's just awesome to be able to do something like that,
Yeah.
and hopefully involve more people in the whole process and the fact they exist, and just give them more more of a platform.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Anya hadn't released music on Spotify, because
yeah.
I've heard of them. I haven't heard their music, unfortunately, but I've heard of them and seen them around. So, like, I knew that they were decently known in the community, but I didn't know they hadn't released on Spotify yet.
Yeah, they will in 5 days though. All 3 songs are coming out in 5 days, September 26th.
Ooh.
Mark the calendar, September 26th.
Yeah, so that'll be 4 days after this episode goes live. I can do math.
Yeah. Yes. This. So, hey, we usually record a week prior. This week.
Yeah, we're on it this week.
This week is getting released in 2 days.
Yeah.
So this is actually pretty current.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Love to get. Personally, I am gonna look into Aural Alliance for my streams, and hopefully I catch this music. I'm a very just whatever. Like I said, I listen to everything. So as long as I could just throw the mix up, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to look into that myself. That's the last thoughts on. Oh, nope, we got another thought.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to like the closing thoughts, basically, just like yeah, you can find us everywhere. AuralAlliance.page is the website, and we're on Blue Sky and Mastodon and Twitter, and we have our own Telegram channel, and you can find us pretty much everywhere just with Aural Alliance.
Aural Alliance, and of course we're gonna include all of that down below.
Yeah.
In the description. And then thank you actually for spelling that out for the audio listeners.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You can just go check that out.
I can't fathom what you would find if you typed in the other word.
Aural Alliance.
Anyway, yeah, that's
sucking's all right.
Anyway, yeah, that's.
So hey, Finn.
No.
Any last thoughts about you, Finn?
Well, about me.
About yourself, yeah.
I'm hella fucking gay. Am I allowed
Okay.
to say these things?
You are.
Am I gonna get censored by the FBI now?
Oh, they might censor you. We're not gonna censor you though. The FBI might.
Maybe the furry
so awesome.
body inspectors. Hey.
Oh my god.
No. Again, happy birthday. I'm surprised you're not drunk right now or partying.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Well,
hey,
it's only like an hour into their birthday. Well, now 2 hours.
2 hours into their birthday. It's too. Misha.
Yeah, no. I'm probably gonna be partying. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, and then I might have a bit more of a time.
Let's go.
Okay, got you. Yeah, just depending on the day, right? Sometimes it's better to party the day before your birthday, leading into your birthday, or sometimes your actual birthday night works better.
But tomorrow we are going to the otter park. There's like a very big otter park, one of the biggest in Europe, which is basically whole nice animal park, mostly dedicated to like they have like 15 species, different species there, and at least 10 are basically just various otters and similar species.
Oh.
And on the day we're visiting tomorrow, there's also like a light show going on with like lasers and fire and whatever, and some different kinds of foods. And
that sounds like a blast.
A whole vibe. That's basically gonna be a birthday gift for tomorrow.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, you go have fun with that. That sounds like that sounds like a really good way to spend your birthday.
Yeah.
So
I'll try to have it. I'll try to have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we should wish him a bad day. Come on.
If I wished him a bad day, I would have just said happy birthday 2 days ago.
Oh.
But I did it.
Fuck.
What's funny is I almost texted you like happy early birthday, and then I saw that post and I was like, oh wait.
Yo, the post. Oh, that's amazing. All right.
I was just gonna say, wrapping up the episode. Sorry, we keep interrupting each other.
No, it's great. This is what makes the podcast.
So we're at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Normally, if you're watching the premiere, hi, thanks for tuning in. If you're listening after the fact, we go live on YouTube every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Normally, we do a live stream afterwards, but this week we are not going to do that because Solus will be out of town and I will have just finished editing for like 30 plus hours, and I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to.
That's all you have to say.
I think I need a break.
Yeah, I'm on vacation. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to take that week off, so there will be no live stream afterwards, but we'll still be in the chat for the premiere, or at least I will. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much, Finn, for coming on and talking about Aural Alliance.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. And like generally, I'm so appreciative of anyone who's actually like stopping and finally giving a thought to furry music in general. Like there's so much talent there that people need to hear.
All right, comment section. Go to auralalliance.page. Go check out a furry artist, and then the comment, drop your favorite track.
Yes.
My call to action. Get it.
Oh yeah, we also post every review from Bandcamp on our website.
Ooh.
If it, like all the cool reviews, basically.
I like that because that means I could just go to your website and just check out the reviews.
Yeah, like we do try to put every review, like every genuine review we can find, we just put them on the release pages on the website.
1 star, needs more cowbell.
Oh my god. Stop. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next episode. Bye.
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 Bye.